Okay, let's go back again. Many cases, actually all the cases that they come to me for weight loss, weight management, and they're suffering from weight gain, and some of them are obese because even before I became a homeopath, I was a weight loss counselor because I was a nutritionist, and I can say almost all of them they have the symptoms that they have high thirst. They drink so much water, but they're still complaining about dryness. They're still complaining that they're still feeling thirsty. It exactly goes back to what I explained to you. This unquenchable thirst of water is the God-given ability to the human body in order to survive. Otherwise, the toxin can kill the person immediately. So that's how the body does it in order to dilute the toxins that are trapped in your interstitial tissue and consequently cause water retention in the tissue. So people come for weight management. When I put them on a detoxification protocol, having said that, not everybody gets the same protocol. It's called detoxification protocol, but individually I designed. Not necessarily everybody gets one prescription. So it all goes back to the history of the person, to the condition of the person, the chronicity of the condition. So that they get, it's my job to design and choose different form of medicines for them that is most suitable for them. So, but I always say this water retention is your survival, because if the body doesn't retain, the toxin gets into the cell. The body tries to dilute the toxins. So that happens especially around the thighs and waist. The reason is around the thighs and waist of so many overweight people is a lot of adipose tissues, which is the fat cells. Fat cells attracting too much of toxins. That's why people that are obese or overweight, they have more toxins than people who are not. So homeopathic case taking, we ask the level of thirst and how thirsty you are. It's very, very crucial for homeopath to understand exactly the level of thirst. That's it's leading us to figure out, to understand the level of intoxication in the person. This is not only for weight management, for all cases, because there is only one disease. Human body has only one disease. It's called disharmony or disease, with thousands of different manifestations of disease that we call them symptoms. So, and that's why, in my book also, I talked about it, that the main underlying causes of that internal disharmony, there are three things. In cellular intoxications, chronic cellular intoxications, because there are time to time that acutely we get intoxicated, we go on a trip or something, we get rid of it. But chronic intoxication, chronic cellular deficiencies doesn't get enough nutrients, and chronic lack of energy. These are the main underlying causes of this. I'm not talking about acute condition or like a trauma or accident or concussion, or I'm talking about chronic situation. So when it comes, for example, to weight is, nobody gets overweight overnight. It's always gradually. The same thing with aging. The same thing with chronic diseases. Nobody becomes arthritic all of a sudden from night to unless, as I talked about it last night, there is a super intoxication because of some form of food or some form of plants or animals. But the chronic conditions, in over 90% of the cases, it's gradual. So that's why toxins is the major thing that we have to take into consideration. And there is no, even one patient comes to me, and as I always say, I had thousands of patients around the world, And not even one, I say you don't need detoxification. Even babies, I put them on detoxification. But again, it goes back to the how much of toxins, how chronic the intoxication is, and what the purpose of that, and what the current condition of the person. So this is about the water, that you see how important water is. Let me just here. Okay, I like to talk about the chemical category a little bit, which all of you know about. But again, chemicals are toxins and blood receptor ligand binding sites. So these are very, very important to, as soon as we feel that we exposed to some chemicals, to do the detox. Detoxification is not only for chronic conditions, it's for acute conditions as well. So I had patients that they went somewhere in I don't know, somewhere around the zoo or somewhere, and they all got form of hives. They got like allergic reaction or something, and then they realized that there were some chemicals around the zoo that almost everybody reacted to it. So they came to me, and I needed to put them on a kind of acute protocol for detoxification. Chemical binds to proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids, which is very dangerous. They alter expression of critical gene products and cause changes in calcium balance. That's the main thing. A lot of osteoporosis, they come to me and they say, oh, we went to a doctor, the doctor said, oh, your lack of calcium, because you have to eat food that is enriched in calcium and everything. When I take the history of them, say, oh my God, they have chemical toxicity. So because they're working in the factory. So one patient was working in a paper factory. They producing paper. And it's a huge factory in Canada. So when I took the case, because one of the questions they asked, what is your occupation? Because your occupation, you're exposed almost every day. So it gives us a clue exactly the level of toxification. And he said he's working in a paper manufacturer. So that gives me the exact, what I was thinking, So I mean, it was confirmed that he was exposed to so much chemicals, and he said, I said, okay, what part of manufacturer are you working? He said, it's the part that is heated almost 400 degrees. It's like he said, the areas that I work is like when the materials they're heated like to 400 degrees, and the fume, and it's almost everywhere, and it's too hot. So it just gives me the clear picture of the problem. So the very first thing I had to ask the person that, is there any chance you can get a couple of weeks off? Because unloading with the detoxification, and again unloading, the body gets exhausted. So always in this situation, I ask them, please just try to help yourself and help me to help you to get sometimes off, that at least when we are unloading, you're not loading your body with the chemicals. So that happened actually. He got 1 month off, and hopefully he recovered. But he was on my detoxification for almost 6 months. And also for another 6 months for maintenance, because he could not quit his job. And he was a provider. There is nothing you can do sometimes, but something you can do to help yourself to not to be intoxicated all the time. So as I mentioned earlier, that toxins, especially chemicals, weaken the immune system so badly that any disease can graft on such a body. So when the immune system is lower, is weakened, quickly a pathogen can invade the body and causes infection. I mean, so many things can happen. So the immune system, as I said, is our bodyguard, is our army. If it's weakened, everything's gonna weaken. So danger can go down to the level of DNA and genes, causing genetic alterations, which is very, very crucial, very dangerous, and can cause lethal mutations. So degenerative diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, mental senility, mental disorders. These are all according to the individual lifestyle and caused by chemical toxicity. So let's get into the human detoxification pathways now. Now I think you all have a kind of overview and about what the toxins are. So now, what do we have to do now? We have God-given organs for everything, for our anti-aging, for sleeping, for digestion, for everything that we need. We have something in our body. So, and we have great organs that they help us every single moment to get rid of toxins. But we have to drain them. We have to do drainage of this. Because detoxification is not the organs. Detoxification is through the pathways and the whole body system, endocrine system, all the pathways within the body. But we have organs that they can remove them from our body. These organs have to be cleansed all the time. That's why we have to do the drainage to cleanse these organs. So such as liver, such as colon, such as kidneys, such as lymphatic system, lung, and skin, which is the largest elimination system in our body. And but in the world of beauty, which I work in beauty, field as well, we're not supposed to think only that skin or décolleté is part of our body. Is everywhere. Everywhere is our elimination system. Everywhere is our protection. So that's why we have to take care of all parts of the skin. So if when we take care of these all elimination detoxification pathways, we're not going to have much of issues even we are exposed to so many toxins. So we have to open among trees are our elimination organs. We have to do the drainage all the time. The drainage is something that we have to do it on a daily basis. It's not a detoxification. It's cleansing your liver, it's cleansing your kidneys, it's cleansing your lymphatic system. So that's something we have to do it on a regular basis. We can do it with food, we can do it with homeopathy, we can do it with herbal medicine, we can do it, this is, if we do it on the regular basis, it's okay. But if it comes to the point that we have to do the detoxification, then the drainage on the among trees cannot be done only by food, cannot be done by herbal means. So this is very important to know. So among trees are the organs that eliminate toxins and toxic substances and the waste products from the body. Their malfunction or blockage can be a disaster to the organism, especially when in a long time. Among trees are classified as, we have two categories of elimination systems, or our among trees. They're classified to primary and secondary. Liver, kidneys, intestine, lungs, stomach, and pancreas are the primary. Secondary is the skin, mucous membranes of the mouth, ears, nose, epithelial tissues, of the respiratory system, genitalia, and also nerves in the nervous system. So all of them, they have a job to do to eliminate on a daily basis. So, but when it comes to detoxifications, when the person goes through detoxification, we will focus on the primary. we focus on a primary emunctories, which are liver, kidneys, intestines, stomach, lungs, and pancreas. So again, having said that, again goes back to the case of the patient's person as well. As I said, we don't have one size fit all. We have to design for each case. Not everybody has the same history. Not everybody has the same medical condition. Not everybody suffering from the same symptoms. But generally, majority of cases suffering from toxications. That's why the prescription is not from this patient to that patient is going to be different. So it's very important that before prescribing detoxification of metal, heavy metals such as mercury, arsenic, lead, or any other dangerous toxic products, it's absolutely necessary to first open the elimination system. Prior to detoxification, it's very dangerous if you just do the detoxification with anything you do, but the emunctories, especially primary emunctories such as liver and kidneys and lymphatic, they are already blocked. They're already overloaded because they cannot, you bring all the toxins towards the liver and you're asking the liver to throw it out, but the liver already been overloaded, cannot do the job. So that's what's going to happen. Again, all the toxins going to go back to the bloodstream, going to go back, and this time they're going to be tenfold toxic. So that's why don't do detoxification unless you are sure that the emunctories are open. The liver, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, they are open. They are in a healthy condition. Then do that. That's why I never do detoxification. Normally I do 14 days prior to detoxification. Again, goes back to the case. Sometimes a month, sometimes just 2 weeks, sometimes 10 days. I do the drainage. I open up the emunctories. Otherwise, the toxin can pile up in the bloodstream and go back and spread to the body 10 times. So this is a must-do thing. Otherwise, there will be a flooding of the body with the toxic mercury moves to the parts of the body. So imagine we're trying to move the mercury or lead or arsenic or aluminum. We try to detox. Well, we have to bring them to the emunctories. And that's very dangerous if the emunctories are not open. Very dangerous to treat anyone when their emunctories are blocked. It will create a stock up, pile up, back up, blocked up system, which will overflow into other organs, causing liver and kidneys congestion and skin disorders and many other physical symptoms such as headaches. So a lot of symptoms, the symptoms are language of the body. They will tell us what's happening in the body. A lot of times headaches or hives or skin disorders or mental disorders, these are just the symptoms, just the language of the body telling you the body is super toxic. So you got to do something about it. So is everybody okay? Chemicals and cellular toxicity. I think I talked about chemicals a little bit earlier. Cellular toxicity is real. It's not just you hearing it from me. It's real. Chemicals are the most dangerous substances that you can introduce into your body because when the emunctories are overwhelmed, toxic chemicals and byproducts of metabolism collect in the cells and causes destruction and death. Have you ever heard the person just died quickly? It's just, he might have or she had some, symptoms or issues, but not necessarily the person is supposed to die. But we hear it all the time that happens, heart attack. why a young 40 years old, 38 years old, just having heart attack? So these are, and unfortunately, the mainstream does not look into this. They say, oh, heart attack can happen. Heart attack happens only when the body is intoxicated. Process of accumulating toxic substances may last for years before symptoms appear. So, as I say, intoxication doesn't happen overnight. For example, that patient who came to me working in a factory, a paper factory, he said he's been working there for over 20 years. And he's been, always been his job. But you should have seen that person. He lost his teeth, he lost his hair, his skin was completely unhealthy to the point that you couldn't say it's a paper or it's a skin, it's a cardboard or it's a skin. And then with that condition, you can tell that how the accumulation toxin is not just overnight. It gradually accumulates in the cells. That's why we have to do detoxification on a timely manner. You should not allow the toxin to be piled up, to be accumulated. As long as they are in the interstitial tissues, it's not in the cells, it's easily they can take them, move them out. You shouldn't allow them to get to the skin, to the cell. Sorry. So an estimated 100,000 chemicals are in common use that 25% are toxic. So new chemicals are constantly added to the list, which are more potent and less biodegradable, which can cause genetic damage. So we think that we are so lucky. We are living in a modern society. We are living in a civilized, society, and we have access to so many products of, cleaning products for house, shampoos, conditioners, makeup, cosmetics, and everything. We are so happy that we have them, but we don't know that the majority of them are toxic. So the lipstick that we put in, I love my lipstick. It's like, I always say that's my confidence sometimes, but I know how toxic it is. That's why I'm always on detox. I try to, it's not that I'm using it all the time, it's just once in a while, but how that once in a while can cause, problem as well if I don't take care of it on time. So this is something that we have to take into consideration. Human fat cells, as I said, the adipose tissues or fat cells have residue of about 200 chemicals. If you take, for example, do liposuction and just take it to the lab and give it and ask them that to analyze, you will find the majority of the part of the adipose or that fat cell is chemicals. That's why people that they have fat cells on the thighs, on the tummy, or hip, or whatever, when they accumulate toxins there, they have water retention as well. It shows that they have so much water retention, because if the body doesn't do that, they would lose some part of the body. So this is again survival mechanism that the body tries to dilute the toxins anywhere that is accumulated, especially in adipose tissue. One of the reasons obese individuals must drink a lot to dilute these toxins, otherwise getting toxemia and die. So toxemia is something that all of doctors know about, right? So not necessarily is only for applies to people that are working in factories or they're exposed to so much chemical. Even if obese people can cause toxemia. So toxins, they're chelating essential ions. As I explained it yesterday, they're is like chelating ions which are essential to cellular functions. they are capable of blocking all the biological pathways. This is so dangerous. Biological pathways in the body, they should be smooth, they should be open, they should be functioning harmoniously. But toxins does not, they're like a bomb. They're always blocking the way of our biological function. They're blocking the enzymatic action. They're blocking the hormonal action. They're binding with all necessary essential minerals. So if magnesium is chelated beyond a certain concentration, causes a great danger, which toxins do that. Because magnesium and potassium is stabilizing of the DNA. When there is an excess of potassium in relation to magnesium, a cancerous state is created. So the ratio of the minerals in the body, it should be in a normal ratio. Toxins, they're disturbing the ratio. Disturbing the ratio between sodium, potassium, between calcium, magnesium. That ratio, the one of them that goes high, one of them drops down, that can cause the body goes to a different pH level, right? And for example, the pH of the body, when it drops down to 5.5, from almost 7 drops down to 5.5, definitely cancerous cells going to be created. So because that's the best environment, the best pH for those criminal cells. I always call this cancer cell criminal cells. They can come and kind of gather and they do their criminal job. And that again goes back to the toxins. I have many cancer patients. That's what I did. It doesn't matter the stage of cancer. So as long as it's not metastasis in the body and it's spread all over, but cancer can be can be removed from the body. So let's talk a little bit about elimination pathways. Again, I keep repeating it because I don't want just one slide and somebody just joined us now. I don't want to miss it. That's why I repeat sometimes the slides with the text, that I can repeat it. So for optimal detoxification, among tourist or elimination systems such as the liver, kidneys, and lungs must initially be opened, and the lymphatic system must be clean and in working order. Our lymphatic system is our garbage truck. I don't know, in Indonesia, is garbage truck comes to your house and take your garbage? So in Canada, it's like that. The garbage truck comes to our streets and we put our garbages out and they come and take it. The garbage truck is like a lymphatic system. It has to be in working order. Otherwise, if it's full, it's not going to take anybody's garbage. So since the monitories are in charge of elimination toxins, and the waste products from the body, their malfunctioning due to the blockage can be disastrous to the body, especially when this blocked condition persists for a long time. Elimination pathways or detoxification organs, they have to be in a working order. Otherwise, doing the detoxification can kill the person. These we have to take care of it first. So toxin trapped in the cells. When toxin gets into the cells and trapped in the cells, you can see the difference. The normal cell, the purple on my right, and the affected cell, which is toxicated on my left, you see the difference of it's misshaped. It's completely misshaped, and it's going to be malfunction as well. It's not going to function the same as normal cells. Because cells has imprint of genetic codes, and according to the genetic imprint works. And if the shape of the cells is changing, is losing the genetic codes and cannot malfunction based on the information that is already imprinted and is programmed, is losing the program. So toxic chemicals and byproducts of metabolism and oxidations are trapped in the cell and cause cellular damage if the toxins are not removed on time. So that's why I keep repeating. We have to do that on time. If it's too late, then it's too late. So that's why everybody around the world, from babies, because babies are born from toxicated mothers. The toxicated mothers give birth to a baby, and baby comes to the ocean of toxins, and we're expecting them to be healthy. So a lot of ADHD, ADD, a lot of cancer in children, a lot of, where did they get that? This all goes back to this cellular damage. Nothing happens overnight. This process of accumulating toxic substances may last for years before symptoms manifest. That's why we are doctors under oath. We are here to help, not harm. Every single woman who comes to me wants to have children. I say, please wait for 3 months. Go through detoxification. Let's cleanse your body because you're liable for that child. You don't want to give birth to a toxicated baby, and then you put them on the vaccination from birth, and then you put them in a world of toxins. Then what to expect? In a six children hospital in Toronto, Canada, there are thousands of children under 6 years old are suffering from cancer, autoimmune disease, and mental disorders. And they're happy that they're living in a modern society? What kind of lifestyle is this? Because all back to uneducated mothers, toxicated mothers, that they only want to have children, but they don't feel that they're responsible and they're liable for that little life that comes into the ocean of toxins. So that's why they know me as a detox doctor. So they come to me and they say, we were trying to have another child, what's your, suggestion, protocol, or whatever. I said, that's it, you're in the right track. Just do it and feel good about it. Okay. Any questions so far until I get to the steps?
Hello, Dr. Parveen.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. How to open the elimination system? And when we do open the elimination system and we clean the lymphatic system, can we do both at the same time, or should we do at different time? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Diaz. I just mentioned a little bit earlier, opening the emunctors should be 14 days prior to detoxification. Normally, you should take care of the emunctors first, then do the detoxification. So, but again, I'm a homeopath. I know my system of medicine and I know my procedures, right? It goes back to the different modalities. The herbalist does it differently. A Chinese medicine might do it differently. Phytotherapists might do it differently. But scientific way, doesn't matter what modalities we do. The scientific way is emunctors should be open. You could do it with anything. First, take care of the emunctors, open it up prior to detoxification. But there are cases that they come to me because I know them for more than 2 decades. I know the level of toxicity or whatever. Sometimes I do it at the same time. I know that they are not much toxicated, but I do the drainage and detoxification almost at the same time, and sometimes, I say even drainage, they can do it longer than the detoxification. All goes back to the case, but there is no danger if you do it at the same time. If I do it, because I'm a homeopath, right? If I do it with my system of medicine, with homotoxicology, with chemotherapy and homeopathy, there is no danger to it. The only thing is it's going to be a little bit too much on the body. We don't want to put the body under too much of a stress, because detoxification is so much stress in the body, because it's trying to get all the criminals out of the body. It's hard to find them. They're scattered all over the body. So the body has to be very vigilant, very, guarded, very, the body is already intelligent, but when it's super toxicated, it's losing this system. And now we're trying to get it back to be wiser. Takes a lot of tolls on the body, and that's why it's a little bit sometimes too much if you do everything. One thing that I have to again emphasis on: never ever do detoxification before you do mineralizations, because the person who is toxicated has already lost so much minerals with binding to the toxins. So this is, detoxification is like a surgery. Not everybody can do a right detoxification, because detoxification can break something down if you don't do it correctly. You have to understand the case, how bad the intoxication is, and how gentle you have to go. There are cases that I am very gentle, very conservative. I know, for example, with that patient that was working in the paper factory for over 20 years, I had to be very, very gentle with that body, because that body was already breaking down. They were already in a degeneration stage. So all goes back. There are things that you have to be very, very vigilant on, is that open up the emunctories, mineralize the body, then do detoxification. Or if you know what you're doing, me, I have been doing it for 28 years. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly the person as soon as I see them. Some cases I do them at the same time. But again, I have to know how much of each applies to that person. So generally, that's the best way to do the drainage: open up the emunctories, mineralization, then detoxification.
Okay.
Did I answer?
Yes. Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Doctor, is there any specific time regarding, as I know there is a circadian rhythm organ, which is like lungs, especially optimized in time, and also heart, and in specific time for do mineralization? Thank you.
Mineralization or detoxification?
Detoxification and mineralization.
Okay, mineralization is a process of part of detoxification. You can give it prior or you can give it along. So mineralization is not separate things. These are all together. Drainage, mineralization, detoxification, they're all together. So in terms of timing, when I do the liver drainage or liver detox, I do it early morning. The kidneys is afternoon. The lymphatic and lungs and everything is almost late afternoon or evening. So I spread things out, but definitely liver is in the morning and kidneys in the noontime or early afternoon. So the rest they can be any time of the day. So detoxification is normally taking it morning, noon, and evening. But I always say after 7 p.m., don't take anything. no homeopathic medicine should be taken after late evening, maximum 8. Because the reason is homeopathy, they're energized medicines, and it's completely trying to dig into all the pathways, and it's bringing the vital force in order to work. And you don't want to work, keep the body into that working conditions when you want to go to sleep. Otherwise, it doesn't allow you to sleep. I have a timing to stop, right? And I definitely don't ask them, don't have homeopathic medicine for liver or whatever before 7 a.m. It should be 7 a.m. You can have 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and the afternoon you can have 12 to 2, and the other one you can have 4 to 6, 4 to 7, things like that. But after that, no medicine, even mineral, should not be taken. So if somebody goes to sleep, for example, at 11, 10:30, 11, by 7 should finish everything. So the only thing that I highly recommend after that, they stop the medicine, but they should drink water. They keep hydrating, the body, because during detoxification needs a lot of water. So, yeah. Did I answer, Dr. Otami?
Okay, doctor, thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. Dr. Erica, you're quiet. Okay.
I don't know what I have question, but actually I have one, doctor. I don't know it's connected or not, but maybe connected because it's really happened to my family that uh he he got accident, and then he must to take away from his body the lymph.
Or liver or whatever before 7 a.m. It should be 7 a.m. You can have 7 a.m. to